This is a first-person game that is being controlled in the weirdest way. This game uses a shotgun to move around. Here's the plan. I want to make a parkour course. I want to not use WASD or space. I want to make this very simple. But how the heck are we about to complete a parkour course without using WASD or space? Well, I have two options. I could either go with A, control the player using the recoil of a gun, or B, use the recoil of a gun to control the player. Well, the answer is both. Anyways, I created a new 3D project along with our player. Now we just have to shove the camera into the player, and we now have our first-person controller. You can also control the player's view, which is really simple to do. I did this by following one of Bracket's tutorials, and this is all of the code you need for it. Now we just have to make a shotgun for the recoil. But what even is a recoil, you might ask? Well, a recoil is the kickback of a shotgun when you fire it. And what is a kickback? Well, it's basically the recoil of a shotgun. Anyways, let's create a simple shotgun model in Unity. It's just a prototype for testing before I make the actual model. And there we go, we've got our shotgun here. You can shoot it by pressing. The recoil is a little too strong, so let's turn that down a bit. After adjusting a few things, here is the very first result of the recoil movement. Now this may look a little too bad of a game because it is garbage. So let's add particles, sound effects, animations, more codes, better textures, and finally a big testing map for practicing movement and getting used to it. Yeah, and the final result of the player is actually done. Did everything work out? Heck no. But I will show you this montage of me flexing my recoil skills. Wow, that was very fun. Anyways, I think it's time to actually make a proper model of the shotgun. So I open up Blender and use all of my blendering skills to make a freaking shotgun. And the final model is this. Yeah, listen, I know it doesn't look like no shotgun, but I know how to use blend. The important thing is we have a proper shotgun pew-pew. Now that we are finished with the player, it's time to make the levels. They'll be consist of obstacles, parkour challenges, whatever you want to call them. So basically, the whole game will only have 10 levels. Level 1 start off pretty easy, but each level gets progressively more difficult as you make your way to the end. Perfect! Level 1 is the easiest. You just have to shotgun boost yourself up to jump across these big cubes. And you have to reach the portal in order to go through the next level. But then I realized that the player can just fly around using the recoil, which is not really fair. So I gave the player an energy bar which will slowly run out every shot. But you can regain your energy when you are touching the ground. And lastly, I made this power level thing which I made using Paint 3D, and this can be used to adjust or change the power level of your recoil. And there we go, it's now much more fun to play with. I've finished level 2 now, which is just a big massive staircase. And once you reach the top, you have to make a big jump to reach the portal. Level 3 is also the same as level 2 but a bigger jump, so you have to land yourself perfectly to the portal. And level 4, I don't even know what this is, but you just have to go to the top. Level 5 is the same as level 1 but bigger and more cubes. Level 6 is one of my favorite, and level 7 is one of the most annoying levels because you have to reach the circles to regain your energy because there will be no platform to stand on. And finally we have level 8, level 9, and level 10. And I don't really want to explain how most of these levels work because that will just ruin the surprise of the game, you know? So you have to try this out for yourself if you're interested. Before adding the UIs and menus, I decided to do a little playtest to see how long it would take to finish the game. And it took me over 15 to 20 minutes to finish the whole game. And I got to say, it's really hard and annoying sometimes, which is great. I think so. But for the most part, I actually ended up kind of enjoying the game, which is great. And finally, I added the menus and the buttons, including what the controls are, and a simple ending when you finish the game. Also, I decided to make this game a web game just so that you won't have to download the whole game. Because the game is really short, so you can play the game on the web page. But for some reason, it's a little different and a little buggy. Like the portal is doing this. I don't really know why, but it still works, so I'm happy with it. Anyways, if you're somehow still here, thank you a lot for watching, and I will leave you with this gameplay.